So today I wanted to do a feeding video and show you basically what I have to do to feed my typical boas, and today we're going to be feeding Kyra, who's a hog island, and also Hermes, who has actually never been videotaped feeding because of what I have to do. As a younger boa, he was actually abused a bit. His owner was putting live rats in with him and then leaving him, and they would bite his back, his face, his tail is completely gone. And now he's actually developed a fear of rats, believe it or not. If I go in there and I try to wiggle a rat with, tongs, like I could with any of my other boas, he is terrified. He will go and hide and not come out for a day or two. So it took a while to figure it out, but all I have to do is put the rat in there on a plate and just leave him be, and after a while, he smells it, he comes out, and he just very slowly approaches it and then eats it on his own terms. So I just want to show you here. I have my rats here. These are two large rats. They're completely thawed. They thawed overnight, and now I soak them in warm water. It's probably about 100 degrees. And it gets the rats, they've only been in here about 15 minutes, it gets the rats up to about 90 or so degrees. And I have a temperature gun here. I'm going to check them both. So we got 88, and the other one about 89. So that's a perfect temperature for them. You don't want them too hot. I'd say anything over about 105 is getting way too warm, and it could actually potentially cook them, which is not going to be good for the boa. Anything colder and something with a weaker feeding response is probably not going to strike at it because they go so much off of heat. Mine, I don't have any issues like that with any of my boas, and they do not hesitate. As soon as they smell that rat, they're right there and they eat it. I'll open this up here. I've got my tongs. So Kyra is going to get this slightly smaller one. Set that there. And then Hermes, actually we'll come back to Hermes. I'll keep his in the bag. And I'm going to put it back in here so it stays nice and warm. Don't go far. Okay, so we got Kyra's rat here. I do not like to thaw them in water if they're not in a bag. I don't want them getting wet because then it's going to grab all that aspen in there more than it already does. A little bit is fine. They're able to digest a little aspen, but if this thing was covered in, that bedding because it's wet, that's too much for them to try to digest. It can lead to impaction, which is very bad. Very expensive vet bill right there. So, got my rat ready to go. I have her cage already open here, and she is right there. I'll go in there a little bit. She's coming right out. I feed Kyra every 21 days, roughly. Oh yeah, she's very hungry. Come on. There we go. No problem. Now, right next to her we have Hermes, right back in here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put his rat on a plate and just set it over here. I'm not going to show it on video, what he does, because typically it's going to take him about an hour or even 2 hours to come out. Sorry about the dirty dishes. It's going to take him an hour or two to come out and check out the rat and make sure that it is dead. If not, if that thing were to move, what am I doing? Hang on. Okay. But yeah, what I was saying was if the rat moves at all, I've tried this many times, if the rat moves at all, he is just absolutely terrified of it. And I've talked to other people, I've talked to breeders, and they don't have any, they don't really have any input on that because, they're not dealing with rats that were mistreated. I'm sorry, boas that were mistreated. Alright, so this goes right in there. I usually try to keep like the head of it a little lifted and he'll come right up to it. Once he's satisfied it's not alive and not going to go anywhere, he'll just, he'll start eating it right there. Sometimes I've seen him grab it and pull it back into one of his two hides here. We got one on both ends. He's already moving. He's probably smelling it. He usually goes 21 to 28 days between feedings, and he's on large rats, if not XL rats, depending on what time of the year it is. You see he's coming right out. But he has never struck, even when there is clearly food, that smell of food is in the air, he will not strike. I've got some others, Wolf up there and Sebastian above him. Their feeding response is crazy. And if there's a scent of rat or mouse in the air, they will be striking at, the glass of their cage for the rest of the day, if anything passes by. He's just checking me out. And he'll wait till I'm gone before he'll eat. And Kyra over here, she's already getting ready to eat. So I just want to show you guys that. He's watching me. Hello, Hermes. It's all blurry. I gotta get this thing figured out. There we go. Alright, well, thanks for watching.